Hello and welcome to Spirit Among Us. We all face temptations. We all have trials that we go through in life. Oftentimes it can be easy to have feelings of doubt in these moments. In trials, we may become convinced that God doesn't have our best interest in mind, and therefore we may doubt His love. And in temptation, we may give into it and end up sinning and breaking God's commandments. Both of these options are wrong, and we are commanded to do the opposite. Let's start today by looking at James chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life, which God has promised to those who love him. Here James gives us a picture of the ideal response to trial, remaining steadfast. We are called to not doubt the Lord, not to start wavering, but to trust in His promises. We know that He has promised that He is for us and not against us. We know that He can and will work all things together for our good. We know that He is the divine orchestrator of all things, and we need to remind ourselves of all of these promises. When we face trial, we must bring these things to mind, lest we be tempted to doubt God. And if these things are not successful in pushing away doubt from our minds, James here reminds us to focus on the future. The one who remains steadfast and unwavering in the middle of a trial, that person who keeps his faith in Christ will receive the crown of life. He will receive the promised inheritance that comes from being a child and an heir of God. So if you are feeling discouraged, if you are feeling upset in the midst of suffering, in the midst of trial, in the midst of temptation, remind yourself of the future hope you have in Christ, that one day He will restore all things to Himself, and you will live with Him forever in perfect bliss. This hope should be enough to carry us through each and every trial without going astray. Now, James also warns us that there is a natural bent inside our hearts to sin against God when we face trial. Let's take a look at James chapter 1, verses 13 through 15. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted with evil, and He Himself tempts no one. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it has conceived, gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is fully grown, brings forth death. Most of us understand how easy it can be to get frustrated when we face a difficult situation. Sometimes it's way too easy to get mad at God and question Him as to why we are facing the circumstance, as if we know better than God. But don't be fooled about this. That is a temptation. That is a sin to get angry at God. And James makes it clear here that this is not God tempting us to doubt Him by giving us a trial. It is our own desires that lead us away from the truth, that lead us to doubt God and not trust in His plan. So when you face a difficult situation, when you are in the middle of a trial and you begin to feel frustrated or angry or bitter, remind yourself that this is not from God. The feelings you have are from your own fleshly desires and a lack of trust in God. Remind yourself of that and forsake that temptation to doubt God's plan. God has the way, and it is better than anything we could ever come up with. So let us trust Him and stand firm when we are tempted in trials. Thank you for watching, and God bless.